September 2016 was that moment for me where I really went to God and I prayed and I said, something has got to give, because I found myself, and hopefully my old boss isn't hearing this, but I found myself working more for my business on my job than I was on my job.
That's everybody.
You know what I mean? So, I was taking client calls, like I was really being reckless. And so I just had to say to myself, you know what? I just went and I prayed and I said, is this the moment for me?
Yeah.
Is this the time for me to really step out of and step away from the job and really see if I can do this full time? And it took me 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months of continual saving, 6 months of continual building. March the 1st, I even remember, where I was when I wrote that resignation letter. But March the 1st, I walked into my boss's office during our normal, monthly, weekly meeting on a Monday, handed her my resignation. March 31st was my last day as an employee. April 1st, 2017, I stepped into full-time entrepreneurship. On April Fool's Day, can you believe that?
That's funny. That's funny. I didn't even think about that. That's funny.
Yes.
Hey, listen, so... it's funny because it seemed like you did everything right.
Yeah.
It seemed like you did everything right. Mm-hmm. But wait, there's more, right?
Always. Yeah.
So it slowed down for you. Mm-hmm. Now tell us about the slowdown.
When I started, I had the plan, Jay. I had the whiteboard. I had everything. I had the clients. I had the workflow. I had the money coming in. I was good. But then those clients finished their books.
Oh, man.
And then it felt like I was pulling teeth, trying to get more clients to really sort of sustain me going into the very next year. But with the slowing down of clients came the slowing down of revenue. There was no more job paycheck. And so 2018, not even a year later, here I am homeless.
This is the part about business that people don't talk about.
Right.
You can find 100 people on social media right now,
yeah,
and they're all talking about how, you want to make 6 figures in 6 months. You want to make 6 figures in 3 days. I did this. I just started in a short amount of time. I can do this, like the whole sales pitch. But more often than not, the story sounds like this. Mm-hmm. The story sounds like this. It's like, and again, I go back to saying, it seems like you did everything right.
Yeah.
You prayed,
yep.
First thing, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You had a plan. You had your whiteboard. You were saving money. You had money in the bank.
Yes.
You had all this stuff.
Yes.
You set a date, like everybody say. You say you want to do this by when? By
yeah.
when? By when?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You did it. And that still didn't work and prevent you from being homeless.
No.
Did you want to give up the business at that time? Or what was your thoughts?
I did not. And
no, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
I did not.
That deserves to be. No, because at the end of the day, some people would have been like, "Hey, I'm done."
And you know what, Jay? Because when I started Ink Pen Diva, a few months later, my dad passed away. Mm. So I'm dealing with that. I told you about the egg topic. I'm dealing with that. And then now here I am again. I'm like, and I should have, right? My mental faculty should have came to me and said, Tamika, maybe now is not the time. Maybe you need to pause. Maybe go back to work for a little while. But I was determined to make entrepreneurship work. And I just saw it as a bad time. And I didn't understand that business had cycles. Like you helped me to understand that so many years later. But I didn't understand that business had cycles. And I didn't understand that there were going to be those moments. I was like, I can do this. I can do this. I was on my ass, but I can do this.
Yeah. No,
I didn't know where the next dollar was coming from, Jay, but I'm like, I can do this.
Yeah. What about support? What about the support system? What does the support system look like?
I didn't have much of a support system. I had my family. They were there for me, but they couldn't help me. There were no other entrepreneurs in my family. None of my friends were entrepreneurs. The coaches that I was working with at the time, they were all gone, just gone. And so it was me. And so I was left to really sort of figure this out on my own. And what's crazy is I was okay with that space because I had been in that space before of having to figure something out on my own. But it never dawned on me that you can make this easier for yourself if you would just go back and get a job.
Yeah.
So now that's my advice to people when it comes to business, because if it gets hard and you are like, don't wait until you get to the bottom like I was to try to figure it out, and even then not make the right decision. If you find yourself falling on hard times, or if the writing is on the wall, as they say, do yourself a favor and go get a job. Like it doesn't have to be that hard.
And she's not saying quit your business and get a job.
Mm-hmm.
She's saying get a way to sustain yourself income wise while you build your business.
Yeah.